So the Giants got beat last night, Goo.
They gave the game away, but that happened.
3-2, lost to the Dodgers.
Catch a fly ball, man.
A tough ball in the gap. Tough ball.
For two guys, huh?
Yeah. Look.
Tell me where you're at.
What are we doing here with the Giants?
Trying to get into the postseason.
Well, we got to start being a little realistic. I'll tell you what, you guys know me. I'm a silver lining guy, big silver lining guy. Like to look at the positive in things. And I'll tell you what, you could probably get something for Blake Snell. I got to believe a true contender looks at Blake Snell and thinks he could win us some games in the second half of the season and maybe put us over the top.
You sound like Twitter last night. Even our own Mark Willard I don't know if you're not on Twitter, Steiny. He put the sell button. It was a picture of a guy hitting the sell button. I'm just like, where's all this coming from? Because if you spend, or I spent $200 million on a payroll, I'm not pulling the plug on the season into the like when you do or you move Blake Snell, you know what message you're sending?
Well, I don't know. They're about 5-17 in his starts.
And that's the other Macbeth tragedy of this all is he didn't get a win just like Webb Saturday. But Steiny, at the end of the day, if I invested what the Giants did in this year's payroll and I'm 4 back of a wild card spot, I can't just pull the plug with 60-something games left. I can't do that. It looks worse.
No, what looks worse is
talk to me.
The situation with the Giants. I'll tell you what. So I'm looking. So right now, and you can again, we did this with the Warriors, and you'd think, Goo, we'd learn our lesson. The Giants right now are in 11th place. 11th.
But all you need to do
is
get
a half game in front of the Washington Nationals. If they lose tonight, they're going to be in 13th place in the National League.
Wow, man!
What are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing, Goo?
But partner, this is just the fan in me. Because there's a manual. My book's coming out, Steiny. You can't give up until the math has evaporated.
Well, then you're gonna miss golden opportunities to trade, particularly a guy like Blake Snell.
So then you're rebuilding.
That's right.
So you go. I'm just asking. You go from spending $200 million.
It didn't work.
To pulling the plug and selling the guy at the Snell at the break.
Yes, exactly.
Then where are you really though? Then what are we really talking about?
We're talking about trying to be better next year because this year we're in 13th place.
But you're giving up arguably the last 3 starts. I know he struggled early. Why? What's that say about next year if you're giving a stud pitcher away?
I'm playing for next year.
Okay, so trade Logan Webb then too.
Logan Webb's been here for a while, and Snell right now is on a short-term deal. And, I mean, don't miss this opportunity.
Wow,
I would absolutely try to get some prospects in here because this ain't it. Come on.
But then you're talking 3 or 4 years down the road.
What's the alternative? Thinking this is good enough? Come on now. What are we doing?
Okay. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing because I know the street you're on, but I'm not on it yet. I just have to tell you, you don't think this team can play better? Just honestly, I think they are not playing their best baseball. That's why I feel like
all year long.
Okay, well, and I don't know why.
It's over 100 games.
Oh, yes, sir.
So I mean, again, I'm not. My strategy, if I were a general manager or a manager, isn't to cross my fingers and hope.
Well, how far do you think they're off? Because that's why you got me thinking Logan Webb. If you think, hey, we could get some prospects who are not going to pop for us next season, we're talking about next April, why the hell would I not tear it all down?
Go ahead. Go ahead. What's to tear down? Like who's a keeper on this team?
What's to tear down?
Who's the keeper?
The hope from the fans, which is waning by the day.
The fans aren't even interested in this team. They're not interested in this team.
Damn.
I mean, again, I was saying this yesterday. Here's the sign of a team that's not very good. Every single game something different gets you beat. And what happened yesterday? They get a good start from Blake Snell, and they can't run down a fly ball in the gap, and it leads to the game-winning run in the bottom of the 8th.
And can I add 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position?
Okay.
Why can't they? It's everybody. Soler, Yaz, Chapman. It's like this team, the hitters are infected of like ducks on a pond. This team just can't come through. I don't understand. I was telling Kay before the show, the beauty of baseball, Steiny, you could get 11 hits in a game. But how many of those 11 hits come with runners in scoring position? And I don't know if it's lemon booty team-wide, but if you're telling me you're ready to say night-night to Blake Snell, I'm ready to say night-night to it all then.
Sure, I am too.
Wow.
I mean, who on this team is a keeper? You got to give Ramos a crack at it. To me, Logan Webb's your most tenured guy. Yeah. Logan Webb's your most tenured guy. It's an organization that has had all kinds of difficulty making a connection between players and the fans. So I'm not trading Logan Webb because he's the only guy on my team with any kind of name recognition. I'm probably going to keep Ramos.
I'm keeping
Patrick Bailey's
all right.
pretty good.
We agree there.
But other than that, I mean, what are we doing here if you're the San Francisco Giants?
So how big of a mistake does this look if they don't turn it around just from a payroll standpoint?
Yeah, I don't know.
Shopping, you maxed out the credit card, and this is what you get?
Do you guys realize? Let me go to Carter and Ken. Did you realize that last year, at about this time, a little before, the Giants were 13 games over 500? Last year, the Giants were 54-41 after 95 games. And 13 over.
And I didn't think they were that good last year.
Since then, the Giants are 70-95. They haven't won a playoff series in 9 years. That's probably not going to change.